is an incubator for dreams and imagination. We are here, working for tomorrow and driving for the future.
Hello, summer breaks are always best memories, and what makes you happier is the time when you got this, the offer from your dream school. If you also are the high school graduates right now, and if you want to share your good news with us, don't forget to leave your pictures or your comments on all of our social media platforms, or just email it to us. So here we are. Welcome to the second episode of Campus Crawl Live. I'm Serena with CGTN. Here we are at one of the most prestigious and influential universities in China, the Tsinghua University. Well, according to a recent report based on the student enrollment data, the average admission scores for students in Tsinghua University is hitting the highest over a decade, making the school the hardest to get into, as well as the most desirable universities for high school graduates in China. So here I am, standing inside the campus, which used to be an imperial garden back in the Qing dynasty. The school itself was established in 1911 with the model of self-discipline and social commitment, as well as the spirit of action speak louder than words. So before we move on, I'm going to give you a brief introduction about what we're going to do today. Today, I'm going to show you around some landmark buildings on campus and taking you guys inside the metal carving labs. And I'll also be talking to a professor from the School of Architecture. But my colleague Jingjing is already standing by on the other side of the campus. Let's see what she has to offer.
Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Li Jingjing. Many people would think that students at leading university will look like nerds, but in today's episode, we're gonna totally change this stereotype. Because studying at a comprehensive university like Tsinghua, students are talented in many fields, including science, engineering, arts, music, and sports. In today's live stream, Serena is going to show you the artistic side of Tsinghua University, and I'm going to show you the cutting-edge technology and engineering of Tsinghua University. Later, I'm going to take you to a tour into the Department of Precision, Instrument, and School of Vehicle and Mobility, and meet those talented engineers. But before that, please join Serena's tour to see the amazing landscape and architectures of Tsinghua University. Don't go away!
你需要我叫你 Brian 还是张丽？Welcome back, and join me today is the professor from the School of Architecture, Mr. Zhang Li. Hi, how are you today?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Okay. How are you?
Thanks for joining us today. So
my pleasure.
Okay, so we are. So shall we just walk and talk?
Yeah.
So we are actually now inside the campus, and I've seen a lot of graduates taking pictures.
Well, that's the graduation season, of course.
Yes, especially at the Tsinghua gate. I'm assuming this is the landmark, location. You have to take your memories with you while you leave Tsinghua University.
Well, sort of. The original gate was constructed in 1909.
Wow, that was like
When
decades ago.
Tsinghua, this campus, was still part of a royal garden and then turned into Tsinghua School.
Right.
Of course, with the later expansion of the school or the university, the gate was actually inside the campus.
I see.
No longer the gate, but people still take it as the landmark.
So are you saying the gate was originally outside of the campus? Because it's
At the perimeter.
the
It
campus
was the
is
entrance.
expanding.
It was the entry to
I see.
the campus. But the gate you see now, because the original gate was destroyed in the 1960s, the
Okay.
gate you see now is the reconstructed one.
I see.
But people still love it anyway.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just like the location you
Great
have to
photo
visit.
location.
Yes, exactly. And as we are like walking along the campus, we can also see if the cameraman could pan around the buildings on the other side.
Well, if you look to the other side, if the
Yeah.
camera can turn
可以麻烦
180
我们的摄
degrees,
像老师给旁边这些建筑一个景吗？
if you can see the buildings on our side, this whole thing
Yeah,
used to be the center
of the campus.
of the Tsinghua University.
Wow.
And it still is, of course, spiritually, it still is the center.
Yeah.
It was designed by the American architect Henry Murphy in the 1910s, basically completed in the early 1920s.
Yeah.
It was designed following the Virginia, what we call the Virginia style, designed by Thomas Jefferson, of course. You know
I
that. It's that big
see.
center quadrangle in the university with an auditorium, that one.
Yeah.
It's a Greek revival building, which it's supposed to be the center of the university, and then there's
Back then.
buildings on the flank, teaching buildings, and these are the buildings built in the 1940s to
Yeah.
1950s, and those are the earlier ones,
Yeah.
particularly that one. You see that one? The name of
Can
that
our
building.
cameraman pan a little bit on that building? 可以
Can,
麻烦
can
摄
we
像
can
老
we
师
can we
对
shoot that building?
We can
Yes.
show the building to our viewers.
That
Please,
building is the earliest building of this university, built
Oh,
in 1911. Yes, it's called the
The
Tsinghua
oldest one.
School.
The
Yeah.
Tsinghua School.
Tsinghua School.
But what is used for now? For which school? Do we know?
It is currently used for the Science College.
Science College.
Yes.
How large is it? How many students? can
It has
hold?
2 phases. The first phase is like 3,000 square meters, and the second phase like 2,000. The school is currently one of the best schools in Tsinghua.
I see.
Is that students coming to this university without selecting one major, but basically educated about science and culture.
So like
And in the
general
third year or fourth year,
science
they select a
majors.
profession. Yes.
I see. So apart from these landmark buildings on campus as we showed to our viewers before, I remember you mentioned about the library, which part of the construction or the design ideas are actually from the students and professors on campus, right, in Tsinghua University.
Yes, the library is right behind in the back
Yeah.
of the auditorium.
Right.
It has altogether 4 phases.
Yeah.
Building the
Because it's a little bit far away, so we
90
might not be able to show it right now.
we can't reach there, but
Yeah.
Let me explain if I can.
Sure.
I will try to be brief and clear as
Okay.
possible. It has 4 phases. The first phase in 1910s, the second phase 1920s to 1930s, the third phase 1980s, the fourth phase 1990s.
So it's just like gradually
Yes.
building it up.
Phase 1, still by this American architect Henry Murphy from Chicago in the 1910s and 1920s. And the second phase was designed by a national hero-like architect, Chinese architect, in the early 1930s to 40s, Professor Yang Tingbao. He has close relationship with
With
our
Tsinghua,
School of
I see.
Architecture. And then the third and fourth phase were all designed by the professor from my school. It was Professor
The School
Guan
of
Zhao Ye.
Architecture.
Yes. And it was one of the first libraries that has been widely respected in China.
Is it the biggest one?
I would not say the biggest one. If you consider the number of books, it's one of the biggest university
see.
libraries in
Yeah.
China.
Yeah. So do you often visit the library as well?
Well, of course. What else can you do when you are a student?
Yeah, sure. That's true. So any interesting stories behind the library?
Well, the library is used to be a pretty gigantic one. and used to be a landmark, of course. So when doing the expansion, the professor from my school, Professor Guan Zhaoye, when he was doing this library in the 1980s, basically expanding the library 3 times in size, he tried not to show the bigness of the new expansion, but tried to make it part of the old. So altogether they form a very nice, very integrated, nice compound.
I see.
Which was a brilliant idea. In the 1980s, everyone was trying to show his bigness, this kind of dominating power of a new building.
yeah.
But in this campus, look at this atmosphere and this all surrounding mindset.
Yeah, it fits the school.
Yes,
the library.
that is about being academic,
Yeah.
learning, and
I
being humble and hungry.
That's great. And also, you've mentioned before that you are also the head of venue planning and sustainability of the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympic Games. Can you share more stories with us on that as well?
Well, I think a tradition gained
Yeah.
by generations in this university is that professors are very well embedded in state projects,
Yeah.
in things that are really giving positive change to the society. And of course, Beijing 2022 is one of them,
Right.
is to bring all the opportunities and all the investment and development possibilities
To the prestigious
to the mountain
professors.
areas. Not from the prestigious professors. We are honored to be involved in such projects, is to bring the opportunities that has currently been gathered, collected in the major cities
Right.
to the mountainous areas.
Yeah. So could you give us a brief introduction of what's your planning and your contribution to that project?
Well, my work basically divided into phases. One phase is the bidding phase.
Yeah.
During Beijing 2022's
Yeah, the
bid,
project.
I was in charge of the venue planning and sustainability. And we did such things that we believe will be truly sustainable and will be truly in line with the 2020 agenda of IOC,
Yeah.
which is also advocating sustainability of Olympic movements. And the second phase is about design. I'm very honored to be the chief planner of the Jiangzhou zone, which is a mountainous zone.
Congratulations.
And from one of the poorest regions around Beijing, of course, but they have the mountains and they have the perfect ski resorts.
I see, the perfect location.
Yes.
So in terms of sustainability, what's your idea contributing to the venue?
Post-game use and also basically motivation of the youthful. You have to believe the younger generation, like what we do in this university. We believe in the students.
Yeah. So is there any like the ideas you sort of inspired by your life or your work in Tsinghua University that you could use in your future works?
Of course, a lot of basically living in this campus and living all the students and professors is like living among people that are smarter than you.
Right.
And there is nothing bad about human intelligence.
Is there any interesting story you can think of that you would be share with our viewers?
Well, I will still mention the designer of the Tsinghua Library, the professor from my school,
Yeah.
and who is basically, I think, 30 or 40 years older than us. He once said, doing architecture is a beautiful thing because it helps you to reach other human beings.
I see.
And what else can be greater if you can do something good to other human beings?
How about design?
Design, yes, design bringing
But that's
positive
actually
change.
part of the architecture, isn't it?
Indeed. And design is trying to find the bridge between what is happening in the real world life and what can be done in future.
So it is the graduation season. We can see a lot of graduates wearing their diplomat uniforms to take pictures with the Tsinghua University. So any words you want to share with them, like after their graduation?
I would say all the best. The future is all yours.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Thank you,
having me.
Mr. Zhang. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So as we send off the professor from the School of Architecture, my next task would be taking you guys inside the metal carving lab. As we all know, Tsinghua University is a huge campus. It's a huge school. How would I get there? Well, I might as well just find any student who can either lead me over there or just cycling with us. Follow me. Let's try and find a student to show us the way to the School of Art and Design. As we are searching for the student who can lead us to the School of Art Design, so you can see, because it's a graduation season, there are lots of students, students, and also with their parents. I think they're just like touring around the campus. You can even see these small kids. Well, it record my memories when I was in my second year of high school. My parents had a huge hope on me. So once in the summertime, they took me to Tsinghua University as well. But I can recall my memories like years ago. The campus are still as beautiful as it was like years ago I visited with my parents. So, all right, as we are walking back towards the gate, I'm sure we'll be able to find some student who can take me to the School of Art and Design. And then later, I'll be showing you guys some techniques of weathering the metals. Maybe I will raise a copper bowl or doing some copper sculptures. So don't go away, stay with us as we're still searching for the student who can take us there. All right, there we are. That's the student I was looking for. Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm Serena. Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
It's a hot, sunny day. How are you doing?
It is. I mean, struggling, but doing our best, you know?
Yeah. All right. So I just talked to one of the professors from the School of Architecture. So basically, he showed me around the campus.
Okay.
But my next task would be taking our viewers inside the metal carving lab, which is inside the School of Art and Design.
Art and Design, yeah, I know that.
Do you know where that is?
Yeah. It's like 5 or 6 minute like bicycle ride. So
Like cycling?
yeah, we can grab these bikes and go.
Why not? Let's hop in. Whew. So shall we walking towards that way? Okay. Okay, can my producer hold my mic, please? Thank you. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Let's go. 切走了吗？切走了吗？ How far is it to the School of Art and Design?
Actually, it's like 5 or 6 minutes away from here by bike.
Wow, it's a huge campus, isn't it?
Yeah, that was my first
Careful.
impression too. I was like when I first arrived here, I was looking at this campus and I definitely said to myself that I need a bike. This not gonna last. I need a bike.
That's why we're cycling now.
Exactly.
So what year are you?
Second year at Industrial Engineering Department.
Oh, sophomore. So are you here doing your master degree?
Yeah, I'm doing my master degree here.
Oh, cool. So you were from?
I'm from Russia. I'm from Russia. I was born in Moscow.
Oh.
I graduated from Financial University under the government of Russian Federation.
But
now I'm here.
Oh, but what brought you here?
Sorry?
What brought you here, specifically in Tsinghua University?
Like, for us in Russia and generally like in Europe, there are two ways if you want to go abroad.
Yeah.
It's either west or east.
So you picked the east.
Yeah, I picked the east because I believe that like all of us were pursuing our dreams. Some people call it like American dream, whatever. But in my understanding, the paradigm shifted and like you can find it's easier for you to find your dream here rather than going to west or somewhere else. So that's my main reasoning. And of course, like since like I was 16, I was interested in China. I was like studying history, studying culture.
Yeah.
And when I came here, I realized that that wasn't enough at all. So I could pursue I could deepen my understanding of China. And that was the second reason why I came here.
Right.
And the other reason, like, of course, I mean, specifically Tsinghua, like, it's not a secret that it's top one in China,
Yeah.
top one in Asia, 16th in the world.
Yeah.
So it is quite prestigious. And
Yes, it
never
is.
hurts, you know?
Yeah, it never hurts. So do you like your campus life so far?
Yeah, I think, like, in terms of campuses, not only Tsinghua, in general, like in China, the campus system is quite convenient.
Yeah.
Because, for example, in other countries, like, you have your teaching building in one part of the city, then you have your dorm in the other part of
I
the
see.
city,
They're all
etc.
separated.
Yeah, but here it's all like, you want to go to museum? Here's our Tsinghua Museum.
I see.
Here's your dorm.
I see.
Here are more than 10 canteens around the campus, so it's all up to you.
That's actually a very interesting building. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, of course. It's our I don't know how
Stadium?
to say in English.
Stadium?
Stadium, yeah. It's
I
our
see.
new stadium.
I
Basically, it was constructed, if I'm not mistaken, by like Dutch architecture.
Oh,
And like, as I'm saying, like everything is here. If you want to see a movie, you just buy a ticket. You go
inside
there.
the stadium.
Inside the stadium, exactly. There are
Wow.
different concerts.
I see.
They're like, I don't know, actually also they provide, like beneath that building, they provide an X space. It's a specific place for international students to hold their events,
I see.
to hold their, I don't know, activities. Like how I know this, I was founder and chairman of International Students Educational Society on campus.
Oh.
So that's why,
So do you get to work with all other international students on campus as well?
I mean, yes, it's actually our goal because when I came here, I saw mostly cultural societies like Pakistani Association, I don't know, Russian Association, but there was no society which would unite all of the international students at the bigger scale. So that's why we made our banner education, and
Right.
since then we were doing like events at least once per month.
Cool.
So that's what we were doing.
So apart from organizing events, what else do you do on campus?
Oh, like, I mean, of course we study, like that's our first objective.
That's your first goal.
First of all, yeah. But I think what I really like about Tsinghua and about my campus life is that there are so many opportunities to grasp. Like one day there's an American professor visiting us from Silicon Valley,
Okay.
and like that's the person who personally knew Steve Jobs, who is interacting with Mark Zuckerberg, and
Oh, yeah.
he's just like
I heard Mark Zuckerberg was on campus
yeah,
like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this
Did you
guy,
get to see him?
no, actually I couldn't go to see him because I was busy with my studies. Because once again, the first objective is to study.
Yeah.
But no, some of my friends went there and they said that it was amazing.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys get any help, like the international student group or something like that, to help you guys fit in?
Of course, for that we have specifically like International Students and Scholar Office. Of course, they are regulating some administrative, they're like executing some administrative functions.
Yeah.
But on the top of that, they're also helping anyone who is in need to get along or to find your place to fit in. For example, what happened with me, I wanted to find an association.
Yeah.
And some people told me that like a foreigner cannot do that.
Okay.
But when I went to that center, I asked our teachers, I asked our mentors, they said it's not a problem, it's just a different way to do that.
so basically, you guys do get help.
Exactly.
around.
And on the top of that, it's not about like, because I hear some people say, oh, it's a little bit difficult in China, etc. No, it's not. You just have to find your own way.
Yes.
And as soon
Just
as you
find
do,
your own
yeah, the one who seeks, he will always find. So.
Well, I'm glad you find your own way here.
You cannot imagine how glad I am. So yeah, it was quite a ride.
Yeah, it is a long ride.
But like, here you go.
Oh,
So I gotta go.
that's
my
a
friend.
that's the School of Art and Design.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally. Okay.
So I gotta go.
Okay.
And
Thank
with my
you.
friends. See you
Thank you
around.
so much. Bye.
Bye.
Finally, after a long, exhausting cycling path, I'm arrived at the School of Art and Design. Should I just park here? Finally, the School of Art and Design, and I'm about to get inside of the metal carving lab and learn how to whittling metals. Follow me. Hey guys, welcome back. Luckily, we're just got here just in time, and I can already hear the hammering inside. Let's just get inside. There we are, inside the metal carving lab. And we can also see our guest today. Hello, 您好，老师您好，你好，你好，你好。非常高兴 ，Thanks for joining us。非常高兴今天能够邀请您参加我们的直播。可以先自我介绍一下，您叫什么名字吗？
我叫王玉峰，是这个实验室的实验员，负责管理这个实验室。
I see. So join me today. Another guest is the metal carving artist and also the lab researcher inside this studio, Mr. Wang. 你好。So 今天呢，我想先给大家就介绍一下，就是如何这个金属这个制作是如何制作，我也想来体验一下。So follow him. I'll be doing the demo of how to raising a copper bowl. Maybe 我是想说，要不试着做一个铜碗或者怎么样的？
可以。
OK
这是我正在做的一个半成品现在就接着要往下做之前呢，就这个现在已经变成一个立体的器皿了。它之前是什么样子的？大概可能就是需要一张铜板。
I see.
可能小一点，就慢慢一点点，你看是敲到中间这个步骤呢，可能是这样的。然后一点一点给它敲，完做法呢我可以示范一下哈。
OK， 稍等，我先跟观众们解释一下您刚才说的那个过程。So basically, first of all, so this is what is eventually gonna be a bowl, a copper bowl. So how to become a copper bowl? First of all, we're gonna have this like 5-inch or 3-inch copper sheeting, this big one, and then we might use the hammer and striking it into this bowl-shaped copper, and then eventually we will striking it into a copper bowl. So let's try it. 我可以试一下吗？现在？好，现在就是我等于是用这个已经快成品的一个碗，对吧？OK， 好，您可以辛苦拿一下麦克，对，谢谢。我们就把这个。
你是先坐在这边，对，
I'm
然
gonna
后
sit down. 坐在这一边，
对，
吧？
然后你这么敲，稍微往前来一点。
OK。
对，我看我想，
Very
很沉，
heavy.
对，
然后我把这个 and then use the hammer.
对，
然后这样一圈一圈。
它是什么呢？尽量平行的那个状态就可以。
OK, to keep it as flat.
因为你每敲一下的时候呢，它就会有一个看小黑色小亮片。
I see. I see. So basically, Mr. Zhang was telling me to put the bowl and to secure the bowl here and to keep it as flat as I can. And then now I can use the hammer to strike it. 然后我就开始现在敲了。
可以敲，
可以敲吗？
敲不坏，
敲不坏。OK。
对，可以很好。你看这声音很对，就那是脆的，很脆的一个声音。你看，它应该是敲实的。
所以就是等于是这个声音可以判别我有没有敲准，
对，有没有敲得很准？相当于什么呢？咱们相当于是什么？你这个锤面和它两个撞击，把它形成一个一对，形成一个小亮片。你看，所以后边也会有一小亮片，它是什么呢？直接正对得来的。
Oh, so Mr. Zhang was telling me, so you can see all this bling bling shining small pieces cube, the small cubes. So what we're going to do, the method to tell if we are hitting on the right spot is according to the sound. Let's see if the sound will be
对，对，非常好。
like this, which means I'm hitting right on the
方向
spot.
对，它砸的时候一定是什么？就是说它是原则上是属于你敲的时候应该是属于这种逆时针转，
Right.
逆时针转，对
Counterclockwise.
对。
Okay. So I should go left. All right. I'm so confusing. 我们现在是应该是往左边还是右边呢？
应该是往这边转，这
左边
转
对吧
对
？OK
很直接
OK
正对它这么敲也可以。
这样。
对。
那比如说，如果我就是在敲的时候，我一不小心把它就是敲歪了，或者那个
它是可以从
形状，
里边接着往里敲。
也可以这样
对，因为金属好在哪儿呢？就是你敲成很扁的形状，也可以复原回去，因为它也很有延展性。
明白。那有什么方法？比如说，我们是可以用火去烧一下它，
对，因为
或者怎么
敲完
样的吗？
之后呢，它可能会偏硬，所以说就需要什么呢？就是说我们把它作为火烧的时候，让它再变软一些。
I see.
所以
So in order to, if the ball accidentally didn't shape or didn't form the shape you liked originally, the one thing you can do is to burn it with the fire, so it can soften the copper, and then you can reshape it. Let's take a try. Yeah. 那我们现在就等于是
对，先跟你可以烧这个一样。
哦 ，OK, fine.
那这就已经是敲过一遍，你看敲过一遍之后呢，它会有金属的，你看小亮片就已经走过一遍了。
Careful, the fire is on. So basically, Mr. Zhang is using the fire to burn the ball in order to soften. So 现在就是可以有点软的啊。
可以试一下啊。
So the color is changing, and then dip it into the water, and then take it out.
你看烧了之后呢，它可能会有一些铜的氧化物，但是它已经很软了。
I see.
对。
After the firing, after the burning, the copper sheet is already softened, so you can reshape it to any forms you like. 对吧？现在就等于是因为软了，它就可以任意造型了，对吧？
就所以说从那个一个器皿，就从一个扁的一个平片，到最后就是成一个大概一个器皿，可能要经过5、6万下才能敲出这个形状来。
哇！
就说你刚才可能敲了1、20下，
是，
但实际上我们要敲着这个器皿可能好几万下，完有复杂可能要10万下。
哇 ！So basically, in order to make a copper sheeting into a bowl formed like a thing, it would cost like over 50,000 strikes using the hammer. 这工作会不会很辛苦？您一天可以打造像这样的铜碗？
要我从早晨就是到下班之前，可能要敲个2、3万下。所以说这一个就是这些器皿呢，大概能成型，可能需要2天时间才能敲出来。
So basically, it will took him like 2 days to raise a copper ball like this, and averagely, Mr. Zhang is like, if he's staying inside the studio, he will like striking for over 50,000 or even 60,000 per day to make all these, copper sculptures. 我除了这些，我看到您那边展台前面也有很多已经成型的一些
那个都是我们学生都是在这个实验室完成的，
对吧？
对。
那我们刚好也可以给我们的观众展示一下。So before we enter into the lab, there are pieces on the exhibition for.
你看这个呢，他们的最先起初型呢，之前都是什么？从铜的平板。一点点做出来的，
所以这些都是铜器，
对，都铜器。
So those are all copper sculptures. 可以大概跟我们介绍？我看这边好像都是器皿，都是
对，就是器皿，对这个是什么？我们那个金属专业那个大二的学生是属于那个器型的基础课。就要求怎么从一张平板敲成一个立体的造型这个呢它是在敲成器型之后呢，它表面又做它一下的装饰，它是把那银子可能烧了融化，用银子融化在上面，所以说上面会好多白颜色的痕迹，所以它都是银。
白色的是 silver。
对 silver， 对，是的。
Okay. Basically, Mr. Zhang was telling me all these copper sculptures are raised by students, like sophomore students on campus. They were originally are using the copper sheeting and then form it into different shapes, and you can see those are basically very easy to tell the bowls. And how about those pieces hanging on the wall?
这个也属于他们呢，这两种呢，一个是平面的，一个是偏立体的，但这两种呢都属于锻造工艺这墙上这一种呢就属于锻造浮雕。它也是从平板上，然后把图画在那个铜板上，然后正反进行锻打，然后变成一个立体的起伏关系。
I see. So if the cameraman could pan a little bit on the wall, so you can see all these pieces on the wall are sculptures. We call it relief sculptures, which means it's more like we put the forms on the same surface and form different shapes, and then also using the copper sheeting. 这些都是咱们的在校生做的吗？在校生做，
全是在实验室做的，而且这也是一锤一锤砸出来的，也得好几十万下。每一套作品都是这样。
So those are all
都是用锤
works
子
from students in Tsinghua University. 那咱们举个例子，像这样一片这个作品，一般要花多长时间？
这个从设计到制作可能得需要至少10天以上时间，10天。
So one piece of sculptures like artwork like this hanging on the wall, it would take a student about 10 days. Wow, that's amazing! 谢谢您，很感谢您今天参加我们的直播。我确实也体验到了，就是做这个铜器的不容易。
欢迎来，再有时间多体会时间长一点。
会的，
很有意思的。
对，谢谢，感谢您，谢谢。All right, so here are all about the metal carving. So we did the demonstration and also showed around art pieces done by students on campus. I know my colleague Jingjing is doing some holographic, or she is inside a holographic lab. What's she gonna show us? Let's see.
Welcome back. Now we're at the HoloLab at the Department of Precision Instrument. Now you can see this is the HoloLab, and a bunch of engineers are doing the research of imaging and displaying with 3D technology. And let's see what they are doing. Hi, hello. Hi, 你好. Hello, my name is Jingjing. What's your name?
My name is Ruzia Li. And I'm from this department, and I'm a candidate for PhD.
Well, I see this lab is equipped with all this technology. Probably I don't understand, and most people in the our viewers don't understand. So can we, for example, like this one?
Yeah.
Can you introduce us? What's this about?
This is a desktop scanner for three-dimensional modeling or acquire some three-dimensional imagings. And it consists of almost 4 parts, I think. The cameras, the projectors, and the rotational platform, and some other wires and something else.
And through this camera, we can see there's a dinosaur toy here, and over here we have there were 4 cameras and a projector, and there were also 2 DSLR cameras here. They are also they are all capturing the capturing the shapes of the
function of all the cameras are different. So these 4 cameras are deployed for acquiring the 3-dimensional information, and these 2 cameras are deployed for acquiring the pictures or the figures inside this object. And this object is a toy from the MSI, one of my favorite computer company.
So why are we using this technology to get the details of this dinosaur toy?
When we start to scan this toy, and the projector here can project the fringes of, in other words, the structured illumination. So when the fringe are straight, they are on the platform, and when they are distorted or twisted, they are on the surface of this object. So by these two cameras from different angle, we can acquire the three-dimensional information, and with some algorithms, we can reconstruct it.
And dear viewers in front of the camera, because why we are using this technology, for example, like this toy, they have so many shapes on the outside. It's curvy. So basically, those data, those can't be measured with human or any instruments. So with this technology, they can capture all the details. So I think with this technology, we can use it in many fields. For example, we can capture all the details of cultural relics and rebuild those, right?
Yeah. You know, under some circumstances, we can't measure it directly. For instance, apart from the aero engine, or apart from something we want to protect, so we cannot touch it, or just use a ruler to measure it. It cannot be possible. So use this directional measuring technology, we can know the details.
So that's why we are studying this technology, because there's lots of fields, a lot of gonna need this technology, right?
Yeah, you know, as a Tsinghua University student, we want to use this to help us, to help our country to do some development about the manufacturing industry.
Wow, thank you so much. It looks amazing. And also, I see over there are a bunch of technology and equipments that I need an explanation. So thank you so much. I'm going to talk to that engineers over there. Thank you. Hello. Hi. Well, okay, this looks amazing, and I need scientific explanation about this. So can you give us a brief introduction of what this system is?
Okay, of course. This is a system of computer-generated hologram, and has some essential elements. For example, this is a pinhole, and this is a beam splitter. We need a laser beam to go through the pinhole to get a high quality light beam, and the light beam go through the beam splitter and finally illuminated the screen here. It is a screen of a spatial light modulator, and we finally can receive data of 3D object at here.
And we can see there's a green laser light going through all these pieces of devices. And I think we probably gonna get a reflection, get image from here.
Yes.
That's what I guess.
This is we can get the image here. And
okay. Dear audience, can you see this this reflection of this laser light? Probably we're gonna need our editors to turn out a few lights so you can get a better, clearer image. 请我们的编导可以帮我们关下灯，我们的观众呢可以看得更加的清楚哈这个细节。
Why we call it a computer-generated hologram? Because we upload a hologram here. This is a spatial light modulator, and this hologram is previously calculated in the computer.
Actually, audiences, if you can see clearly, this is like an image of a train. Actually, it's a three-dimensional image. You can see all the details on different size, so it's not just an image. 2D image is actually a three-dimensional holographic.
It has information with depth information, so it's a true 3D.
So why you're studying this technology? Why are you designing this? What can we what kind of this technology can be used?
I think this technology will have very wide use in the future. Maybe in the future, in the future, not far from now, we'll operate in a field like this instead of our mobile phone or computer screen. And I think it also can be used in AR or VR.
So you're saying probably with this technology, one day we don't need monitors on computer. We don't need a screen for our cell phones.
Yeah, we just do some operations in the AR maybe sometimes.
I think you saw that because this image, this engineers is describing, basically it's like the image we saw in Iron Man, where Tony Stark is using Jarvis. Basically, they got a 3-dimensional map, and we can control everything just by printing some fingers in the air. So this technology can be used, and everybody will live a life as Tony Stark. Audiences, can you imagine that?
Yes, I think it's quite visible in the future.
Oh, thank you so much. This looks amazing. Thank you. And we're gonna walk to the other part of this laboratory. See, on these screens, you can see all these holographic reflections they're doing. But over here, you see this on this board, this wall, there are so many dissertations, certificates, awards, and images of the activities. I'm going to call this a wall of fame because they're showing the improvements and results of those engineers. So, hi, nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Liang Cai.
Can you introduce yourself to our audiences?
Sure, hi. So I'm working on this lab, and so in our lab we have about 10 PhD students, and 2 engineers. So I'm working on 3-dimensional imaging and display.
So can you tell us more about this wall? Because I assume this is all the achievement that you guys got.
Yeah, so this is a bulletin for our lab mates, and so we'll have some news and also achievements, and then we can have, for example, we have the cover page of the Jello, and also we have some Jello papers, and we organize the international workshop on holography and related technologies. So we have more than 200 attendees for this conference. So Professor Jin, the director of lab, is the general chair of this conference.
You mentioned Professor Jin.
Yeah.
Who is the founder of this lab?
Yeah.
And he is more than a founder of this lab. He's the founder of the subject you're studying, right?
Sure. And he is a fellow of Optical Society of America, and also the International Society of Photonics and Optics. So he's very active. Now he's already 90 years old, but he works every day.
So thank you so much, and I'm impressed by all these achievements you guys have got. It's really amazing. I really enjoyed this tour of this HoloLab. Thank you so much. Thank you. So this is the HoloLab at this Department of Precision Instrument, and let's see what my colleague Serena is doing on her route. And welcome back. Now I'm inside the printmaking lab. I'm gonna learn and do some demos on the printmaking techniques. So basically, there are 4 different types of printmaking techniques, but the core is all about creating one image on the surface and then transfer to a piece of paper. Luckily, I have an artist on campus who is gonna also be my guest today to show me around and help me to do the demonstration. Hi, 您好。你好，欢迎您加入我们的直播。可以跟我们的观众 say 个 hi 吗
？Hello， 各位观众，大家好。
可以告诉我您叫什么名字吗？
我叫文乐，是清华大学版画工作室的老师。
Okay, so Mr. Wen Le, the artist as well as the teacher or professor of the art and design school in Tsinghua University. 那今天您是要教我们做什么样的版画呢？
我现在就是我找了一个莲蓬，先给大家演示一下这个凸版的一个拓印，然后对实物的一个拓印。
Okay, so basically, Mr. Wen is going to show us one of the 4 types in printmaking techniques, which is the raised printing. So now we're having this seed pod of a lotus, 就莲蓬 seed pod of a lotus, and then covered with a napkin, 然后用纸巾把它包住了，对吧？您刚才我看您喷了一点水 and spread with water
on the top。然后呢，下一步我们要做什么？
我们把这个纸张，然后把它这个凹凸弄得更加明显，然后就可以把颜料给踏上去了。
Oh, so the reason why we spread water on the napkin is because we can, make the raised up patterns more obvious， 对吧？好，然后我们下面现在这个已经打湿了 ，so it's wet. And then what we're gonna do is to put the print on it. 我们现在是要给它上色彩了吗？
对。
Okay, now we're dipping some colorings and then paint it on the top of this. 现在就是把它蘸满颜色。
对。
Okay, I'm gonna stand down.
这是特别简单的一种拓印的方法。
Yeah, so this is the easy. 这算是一个 entry level 要做的一个版画的，对吗？一个形式。
对，可以这样说。然后这个是可以上不同的颜色有一些变化。然后。
So print whatever color you like.
对，然后。
是吧？
对。
Then we're taking off the napkins, so you can see the raised up parts is already on the napkin. 然后现在就是突出的这一块部分已经在这个纸巾上了。
对。
然后下一步我们是需要把它。
对，再把它就是压干，就是压平就可以了。
压平，我们是不是得要找一张白纸？
对，这个压平现在我们就展示一个，这样
，OK，
就到这，然后我们介绍几个我们现在工作室做的几个版种。
OK， 没问题。So basically, this after the napkin got dried, and then we can remove the pattern on the piece of paper, and then that is one of the raised painting in four types of the printmaking techniques. And now Mr. Wen is going to show us around the other art works done by students in Tsinghua University. 现在您就要给我们展示一下学生们的作品，是吗？
这是我们的一些老师还有艺术家的一个作品。
Oh, not students, but artists and teachers in the school.
对，这个是一个凸版印刷，也是木板木刻，对，
就是 wood cut。其实跟刚才那个莲蓬的形式有点像，
但这个是用刀刻出来的。
Oh, okay. So these raised paints, so you can see, so the artist would use the knives. Carve the surface and the recess left, so they put print on it, and then it will form. 我看不太清楚，您觉得这是个什么？
对，你看这个。
哦，这
个。
哦 ，there we are.
对，这是原版。
所以是这个刻完了之后印在这个
印上去
I see。
所以这是凸出来的地方着墨的嘛。
OK，so 我的理解是这个是等于是把它突出的地方咱们上墨。
对。
然后把它这个墨汁浸到里面之后，反过来就移到纸上，就是这个样子，对吧 ？So basically, as I said, so you would use a small knife to raise all these parts, and then put the print on the recessed parts, and then you transfer it to a piece of paper. Eventually, what you will see is a print like this. How cute, isn't it? Yeah, 2 cats. How cute, isn't it? Okay, so 这是一种版画的形式。
对。
然后还有一种是这个是。
这个也是，这个是都是木板。
这两个是一样的，
这是一个套色，这是一个单色，对，都是用木板印。
这边是一个系列的。
对。然后这个是铜板。
Copper sheeting， 这是一个铜板。
对，铜板是凹下去的地方着墨，把墨插到这个那个线里面去，然后印出来这样的。
I see. So this is a copper sheeting. We call it and the techniques we call it the intanglia. Basically, it's an etching process. You can if the camera could zoom in a little bit, so you can see all these small patterns inked on the copper sheeting, and then later transferred to a piece of paper. It will form a picture like this. OK， 这是第二种形式。
这个是一个平板，这个是一个石板，它是平的，它是通过把这个油跟水分离的一种办法去做出来。
Oh, I see. This is what we call the lithography. So we're greasing the water out of the oil, and then it will form a cat. So because we chose a cat-like pictures. And then eventually, after it transferred to the piece of paper, there we go, another cute cat, cute kitty.
对，这个丝网一会儿我们就体验一下这个丝网。对，
这个是算是漏这个形式，对吧？
对。
So this is what we call the screen printing. So basically, we put the prints on the surface, and then to screen it down, and then form a picture like this. 那我们今天要做哪个体验呢？
我们几个都一起体验，做出一张画来，然后
我看这边好像有2个同学也是在做他们的
对，我们
功课，
提前准备了一个稿子，然后让大家展示给大家看一下，就是凹凸平漏这几个版种就合在一起做出一个综合版的一个版画。
Okay, so let's do it. 那我们来试一下吧。好。
然后也邀请你来去
体
验一个。
Okay, it's my time again.
我印一下给你看一下，你就可以换一个。
Okay.
这个放到这个线的位置。
So we put a white piece of paper on the flat, and then
用力往下按。
use a brayer like a roller. Roll it up.
你看这个形状就压下去。
Okay, now what we can it's a cell phone screen, isn't it? 这是我们一个手机的平面图。
对。
See? That's what we have. That's what we have. 那我们这里面不能让它 don't leave it blank， 不能让它留空。
对啊，我们
创造一下。
做一个，所以我们来刮一下，然后让你来刮一下。
好，我来试一下。So I'll secure the piece of paper here and then put this down and use this brayer, or you can say it like roller.
对，用力一点，2个手。
Roll it down.
好。
Let's see what we have. Nice. See, I have a cell phone screen as well.
一会把这印张画就送给你了。
哦，谢谢。然后下一步我们是要。
然后对，我们现在是画了一个稿图，然后要用凹凸平漏几种方式印出来，所以你负责印红色那一部分。
好的。So basically, if you stick with our live stream, you can easily recognize that's the stadium the Professor John mentioned before, and we showed now we have brought into the picture. 那我现在就是要把这个印在这上面。
这个按着不动。
要 sketch 对吧？
来，做的画。OK。把红色的地方，把红色的都描出来就可以了。
就是画红色的这个部分。
对。
Okay, now I'm gonna imitate the red ink parts of the picture, which is also the main body of that landmark building, the stadium on campus.
你现在用的是油性的笔，所以它这个是一个平板。
Okay.
就是用油性，这是水性的嘛？回头这清水，这个地方是清油的。
Oh, I see. 回头那个水可以跟油过滤开来。
对。
I see. Then we're gonna grease the water out of the oil. I haven't drawn in like decades, so forgive my drawing.
然后这个白的跟黑线不要画，留出来。
Okay.
就把其他的就上色就行。
那我就把这个大致的 overall 的那个 structure 给它画出来。
画出来以后，涂上那个涂黑了，黑色地方回头是印出红线的。
哦 ，OK。
对，把这个涂黑了。
全部都黑掉吗？
对，
全部黑掉。
对，你可以划线，这样你这个黑掉，这个地方可以留一点痕迹。
OK。
边上纯划掉。
OK， 好，黑掉 ，darken it。这里对吧？
对。
Now I'm gonna refill the colors into all black.
同时那两边也在做一个，就是这个是一个凹版，就它那边是做一个凸版，就是说同时进行我们三种方式。
Is this a competition? 我是要跟专业的同学们在比赛吗？
对，就谁先画完就谁先刻完就先印哪个。
Okay, I'd better hurry up then.
因为这个咱们做这个版画套色，其实是要花费非常长的时间的。是，我觉得需要 patience。对，对吧？也需要 time， 需要 patience。对，所以现在我们其实是把它浓缩了很短的时间做一个形象，没错，其实很困难的，很有挑战的。是一个挑战。OK， 您觉得这样怎么样？可以，然后里边的也要，里边红色的直接划线就行了，然后白的不要。对。OK， 把红色的，对，竖着画，把红的画出来。
这里对吧？
对对。
这样 OK 吗？
可以，再密一丁点。
OK。
对，留一点缝，对。
OK， 这里也要画。
对对对。
Hurry up, hurry up。这边。
对。
您刚才画这幅画了多长时间？
我画这个差不多5分钟吧。
5分钟。
我看你应该也差不多。
How much did I use？ 我估计也差不多4-5分钟吧。
4-5分钟，对。
但我的很粗糙。这样 OK 吗？哦，还有这边要着色。
对。OK， 好了。
OK。Bingo finished。
对，我们就是。
Now。
把这个
用这个
来。
OK。
这个我来操作吧。
行。
然后这个是先把这个，就是先把
它变湿掉，对吧？
打湿了，然后。
So we're gonna grease the water on it。
打湿完以后，我们就已经调好油墨，这个油墨就是一个建筑的颜色。
And roll the colors on。这很明显跟那个建筑的那个 stadium 颜色是一样的，对吧？橘红色有一点。
所以它现在是有水分的，然后有水的地方是上不去，这黑色地方是可以把油墨上去的。你看。
Now we're rolling the colors on the building。
你可以轻轻划。
OK， 我来试一下。
轻轻划。
I'm gonna try。
好。好了。
好像颜色变深了，是
对对，比较厚。
那我是不是现在把它取过来？
对，然后取过来，我们用机器在这边印一下。
Taking the piece of paper with me, and then 下一步我们是要放在这里面吗？
对，要把它印出来。
OK。
然后先把这样。
先把这个I see， 这个是我做的。
就刚才你印的那个。
对。
然后把它放在口的上面。
这样嘛，应该是这样 ，right？
对对，要对，先这边对准，对准这边，然后放下去，先把这个边缘对准。对 ，OK。然后别动。
OK。
把这毛毡。
Now we're gonna press it to flat。
你来，我来。
你来吧。您来。
这个压力比较大。
OK。Now we're gonna press it through。And see what we have。现在我们，
然后把这个颜色应该是转到这个画面里面。哎呀，这个是水分有点多，粘住纸了。
粘住了是吧？轻轻的没关系。
对，因为这个是丝网印的颜料没干。
没关系。
哇，很完美，很完美。
Nice。
还有那个。
我们就等于是还原了刚才那栋楼。
对，这个颜料没干，
没关系。
OK， 然后
nice。
对，然后他们那个2个版也可以。
The stadium is transferred on this piece of paper 。然后下一步
就是把这个，看一下，把那个木板那部分把它印到这个上面。
OK。然后我们下一步是要把。
然后还有2个颜色没上。这个颜色也是我已经调好一个颜色把它。
这是旁边那些树啊什么的，是吧？
天空的颜色。
天空的颜色。
对。我遮挡一下。
您现在是等于是在这个wood cut 上面在上色是吗？
对对，上一个很浅的天空的颜色。
OK。
还有草地的颜色。
Now we're coloring on this wood cut of the same size, the smaller size of the stadium. So this is one of the 4 types of the printmaking techniques as well. So we use this wood and cut the stadium formed on it, and then now we can reverse it, put the wood on. 我们现在是不是应该把这个木板放在这上面？
等一下要对准了，不然歪了。这个木板等于是要找到这个2个位置，然后把它对到这里来。
Secure the spot. Make sure it was on the right
要翻过来
angle, and then flip it over. Now we're gonna press it again. 然后又来压一次，是吧？
对对对对。
Scroll, scroll, scroll.
我看看。
Press, press, press. Is it coming through? 过来了吗？
过来了。
Oh, nice. 那我们可以要取出来，可以给我们的观众朋友们看一下。啊，There, the blue sky and the green grass, so beautiful.
这边这个是一个，还有一个板是凹板，就等于把这个树叶还有建筑的顶给。
Oh, I see. This 这个是我们刚才说到的
凹板。
凹板。
对。
Okay, so this is the etching process we just mentioned. 那我们现在就等于是在这个。
他已经打过墨了，就是他刚才已经把这个墨刮到里面，然后。
So the paint is already on the recesses. So what we're going to do is just put it on.
对，也是一样的。然后先把这个位置给对好。
The same way we just did before.
对上面对。
这顶在这。
Yes. 对。
And then we're going to press it again. Flip it over, and then put it down. Now press it. 这是在 secure 它的位置。
调压力。
哦。
因为刚才板的厚度都不一样。
I see. I see. To change the pressure, and they go.
这个压力比较
大。It's getting heavy. We can see. 可以感觉到这个很用力。
对。
Okay.
期待。
Let's see what we have now.
用力不够。
It's not heavy enough. It's not strong enough. 那我们再来试一下。So when you facing a situation like this, the best solution is to spread it on some water.
可能有可能的墨被擦掉了。
So it can strong your. It can heavy the pressure.
对。
Okay.
加大压力。
To increase the pressure, let's press it. Okay. How about this time? Let's see. There we go.
对，打制出来了。
Wow, well done. Nice. So basically, we've tried 4 different types of the printmaking techniques to make a picture like this.
Yeah.
对吧？所以就等于说，整幅画我们就已经尝试用了，就是版画的4种形式，
对，
平、漏、凹凸平漏4种形式。
对。
Okay. Wow. Do you guys like it? If you can leave any of your comments or any of your thoughts on our social media platforms, if you like it, we might email this to you.
这个还有一点就是，这个作品弄完一定要签名。没有签名，它就不叫版画了。
There we go. So Mr. Wen just told me whichever you did on the printmaking, you must leave your signature on it, right?
所以我们应该4个人一起把那个。
Yeah, why not? 那我们都来签个字吧，做个纪念，好吗 ？OK。
你们先来。
我们也感谢这2位同学今天跟我们一起做这个画，用这个签吧。
用铅笔，我们
OK。
版画必须用铅笔。
OK。好秀气，可以写大一点。
同学，
谢谢你。
太大了。
Okay. Now we're leaving our signatures on the picture of what we just did. 好，王老师该您。
好的，这个是 A 点 B 就测试用的。
OK。
然后我是文乐。
I'm gonna leave my name on it as well. CGTN plus Tsinghua University Live. Serena. There we go. 好，我们的剧作就完成了。
对。
A printmaking picture with 4 different types of techniques and all of our signatures on it. Thank you again. Thanks for joining us. 谢谢你们，谢谢同学们，谢谢老师。Thank you. Now I heard Jingjing is doing some test driving, isn't it? Let's see how's she doing right now.
At the driving simulator lab, students can do all kinds of tests with the simulator. And standing right next to me is a professor from the School of Vehicle and Mobility. And professor, can you introduce to our audience what this lab is? More about this lab?
Sure. Welcome to our driving simulator lab. You can see this is our driving simulator. This simulator might be the biggest guy in our school, and we have tested a lot of driver's behavior, autonomous driving function, driver system in this simulator. So if you look at this simulator, it actually includes several components like this steward platform and our rear car, and also our video simulation system, including 5 screens, the front 6 screens, back 2 screens. So anyway, so you can use this simulator to let the driver, he or she, to operate this simulator and to test his behavior and also other performances.
Oh, it sounds very interesting because we can learn so much about do so many tests with the simulator because to avoid all the dangers and accidents on the road, right?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, accident and danger is the biggest issue in all the vehicle tests, like our autonomous vehicles design. So you cannot test all the functions in real road because you may have the accident and the danger may happen. But with this simulator, you can solve this issue. And the system can be tested in this simulator without the need to go to the road. And you can test the environment perception and decision-making algorithm and also the control algorithm. Anyway, so without this guy, no danger happens, everything can be great,
so interesting. Can I have a try?
Sure, of course, Please,
really?
You can.
Okay, cool. Thank you. But before I go, you know what? I heard from our field producers that we got so many comments from our viewers, people who are sitting in front of the computers and cell phones watching this live stream now. And I'm going to read some comments from you guys. And I've got the phone. Wow, we have so many comments. I'm going to read a few. Maybe it's going to be your name. So many people saying so nice. Oh, there's one person named Tsinghua. Are you watching still? And this person says, China is powerful communication. China is powerful electronics. Thank you. And we got a viewer from Mexico. He or she says, thanks, CGTN, watching from Mexico. Thank you. And also Tsinghua, and this person is saying new generation, and especially the 4th and 5th generation construction, building, glasses, and robot in China. Well, you know so much about China, actually. Wow. And wow, we have a top fan named Ronald Cuthbert. Another great interview. Nice to see a Russian within multiple languages. Thank you. We still got so many viewers and comments, and please stay tuned. Leave your question and comments. I'm going to try to answer and read your comments during the next part of the live stream. And now I'm going to go to test this simulator. And I'm getting upstairs, approaching the simulator. Wow, this is basically like a real car. It's basically a real car. And audiences, I'm gonna grab another camera from our field producer because I want you to see the angle inside the car. So right now, I'm gonna get a camera from field producer. Thank you. And you actually, over here, you can see we have students in front of the car. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Chen Baojun.
Chen.
Studying in School of Vehicle Mobility here in Tsinghua University.
So you're gonna be my companion for this test drive, right?
Yes.
Okay, and now I'm gonna enter the car. Wow, this looks like a vlog for you guys, right? Hi, now I'm inside the car. This is a driver's spot, and I'm gonna switch to this camera in front of in my hand because I want to see what I see from my angle. Actually, you can see this wheel, right?
A steering wheel, yes.
Yeah, this wheel. There's a little camera in front of my face.
Yes.
What does the camera do?
Your eyes are sharp. Yes, it is a 3D eye tracker.
3D eye tracker.
Yes, for us to track the eyes of the driver during driving. So, because in some situations, like drowsy driving, the drivers may be drowsy or distracted. So we need this detector to know if the driver is distracted.
For example, as we switch the camera, if I do sleepy, so it can
and then maybe the driver's support system will take over and drive for you, or maybe it will warn you or try to keep you awake. Yes.
This is the angle of the camera in front of the wheel.
Yes.
So capture my movements on my face, and also I see there's some wires over here on this wheel. What does this do?
Yes, other than a 3D eye tracker, we also have other data acquisition system to collect the data on the driver's physiology. Because in some situations, we need to determine how the driver trusts this automated system. Because as automation increases, we need to, because the driver will be driving it, so we need to know how well the driver understands the system and how well they trust in this automated system.
Hi, this is the angle from inside the car.
Yes.
So now we're gonna drive this car.
Yes.
And okay, so because we're gonna drive this car, I'm gonna give this cell phone to you, because even though this is just a simulator, we are not on the real road. Still, safety is the first issue, right? I can't handle any cell phones while driving. So the same for you too. Don't text, don't take phone calls while driving. Safety is always the first, right? Okay, I'm gonna switch the camera, give it that to you. Thank you. It's not easy to be our guest during a live stream, right? You have to talk to us, you have to handle camera first.
I have to be the cameraman.
Now I guess the cameraman.
Yes.
So let's have this, I heard they have this selfless driving system, right?
Yes,
Can
yes.
I have this test, selfless driving test? 请我们的工作人员为我们启动一下我们这个自动驾驶系统好吗？ Wow, okay, now we are on this selfless driving system. Can you see from this camera's angle? Actually, on this road, it's fictional. It's not a real road, but it looks like a real road.
No, yes, these screens that you see in front of us, it will show us the predefined scenarios that actually represent the real world. Because we cannot take the car, because in some situations it is actually dangerous for us to try out some research on the road. So instead of bringing the car out, we bring the real world in. So we take this.
So what kind of other tests you gonna do with this simulator? For example, can you give us some scenarios?
For example, maybe in some switch situations, we may have a leading car in front of us, and then if the car is just passing by.
There's a car passing, right?
Yeah, maybe the car, if you are driving the simulator, if the car in front of us may brake like 10 times, and then the in-car measurements will measure how fast, how many times in this 10 times braking that your feet will move from the accelerator to the brake pedals.
Wow, I'm changing the roads.
Yes, the road lines.
Yeah. Because it's a selfless driving system.
Yes.
If this is a reality, I'm gonna be panicked.
Yes, that's why we have this 3D eye tracker, and in some situations we have this facial expression detector, so we can know what functions and what kind of measurements that the system take will make the driver discomfort or maybe distrust.
I'm gonna take this camera in your hand, but you can see this is a driver's view from here, and there are some words on the screen on the road, like please pay attention to the road ahead, and also this is selfless driving mode. I'm wondering if there's a pedestrian suddenly came in, what will happen to this car?
Yes, if the pedestrians suddenly come out, the car will come to a halt. Yes, and then also the facial expression of the driver will be actually an assist system to the car, because it will keep track of your facial expression, and then by telling what if the driver is surprised or if the driver is drowsy, and by predicting what is happening in front of us. Yes, and in driverless mode, it is not the car driving itself. It have to interact with the other vehicles on the lane as well, because we call it interactive prediction of the surrounding vehicle trajectories in automation driving, because the vehicle, they will communicate themselves. Maybe perhaps the car in front of us, they have a brake function that is not working well. It will give out signals for the surrounding cars, so it will maybe avoid it or slow down just to ensure the safety of this car drivers. Yes.
It's so interesting because people always worry about self-driving system because there are so many hazards, it's so dangerous.
Yes.
But actually you guys are doing all kinds of tests to make sure such thing won't happen when it comes to reality, when self-driving cars comes to reality, right?
Yeah. That is why we have this simulator to actually try out not only the algorithms, the software, the hardware, and also how well the drivers could adjust and trust the system.
Interesting. So if one day everybody has a driverless car, actually we can drive and text, right?
Yes.
Actually we do, probably one day. Yeah, one day we actually can have all kinds of fun playing video games, watching movies while driving cars. Even though I'm sitting in the driver's spot, I still can be safely doing other things.
A bunch of friends could play card games or on a road trip, or maybe.
I can't wait that to happen because I'm such a bad driver. I don't like driving at all, especially long distances.
Yeah, it's very tiring also.
Thank you so much. And this is a fun. I think I'm probably gonna get off the car now. Thank you so much.
Stop this automated system.
我们现在可以停下来了。好的 Wow, very interesting. I'm the first one to test selfless driving, right? Thank you so much for holding the camera all the time.
You are welcome.
Thank you. So I'm wondering, how do you feel about this? Because probably one day selfless driving will happen in our daily life. It will become so common in our life. Actually, self-driving is such a hot topic because so many companies are doing this test, trying to bring it to life, but we still have so many concerns. So after this test, I have so many questions about selfless driving. So I'm wondering, we gotta have an expert actually. We have an expert here waiting for us. Hi, thank you.
Hello, Qing.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How's the driving? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it because I'm such a bad driver. Because with this system, I don't really need to drive, right?
Yeah, there is no worry about that because it will drive by itself.
Wow.
So you're just talking and playing mahjong in the car.
Playing mahjong in the car.
Yes.
Wow. Guys, can you imagine playing mahjong or poker cards?
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Watch a football game, watch movies, right?
Yes.
So I have a question, so many questions about this automatic driving, selfless driving system, because we know 5G network is one of the factors that stops selfless driving to become prevalent in our daily life. But 5G already started in China.
Yes.
Right. So it's not far away that 5G will cover the entire China, entire world. What will happen to selfless driving cars?
Sure. 5G technology is a kind of advanced communication technology with fast speed, broad bandwidth, and low latency. So with the help of 5G technology, autonomous vehicles can share information with each other and thus have more powerful perception ability, which means they can see further and hear more. So China is leading the development of 5G technology, and we believe it will definitely empower the employment of self-driving vehicles. Yeah.
So because you guys are doing the selfless driving test, and China is a leading country in 5G networks.
Absolutely.
So probably we can predict that selfless driving China will be the first country to use selfless driving system on the street. Do you see that?
Probably, I think so. I'm very confident about that. And we are witnessing a trend of electric, intelligent, connected, and shared vehicles in transportation field. And there is no doubt that self-driving technology is going to reshape future mobility. So. By definition, there are 5 levels of automation for autonomous.
5 levels.
Yeah, 5 levels. Yeah, the higher the better. Just like earning degrees from bachelor to master and to PhD. And yes, and for now we are at somewhere between level 2 and level 3.
You mean China or the entire world?
The entire world.
The entire world. Like kind of phase 2.
Phase 2, phase 3. We see level 2 and level 3. And in such situation, the autonomous vehicle can, follow the front car with a safe distance and keeping the lane on highway. But for level 4 and level 5 automation, it's still being under development, evaluation, and testing. Although it is expected that the mass production of autonomous vehicle with high level automation will begin next year, but there is still a long way to go. Let's say 10 years at least before the future daily life that we see in the movie come true.
Wow, so even though we have such advanced technology, even though we are already starting using 5G network, you think it still probably need 10 more years to this becomes reality in our daily life.
Yes, for common people.
Yeah. So I also have one question because besides network, there were also some concerns about selfless driving because of the safety, morality, ethics. How do you see, as a professional in this industry, how do you see these concerns?
Yes, I totally agree because the development of autonomous vehicles is not only related to technology progress, but also involve political, economic, social, and even moral issues. Let's take an example. If you take a taxi, you can talk to driver about the travel information, and you can ask the driver to slow down a little bit if you don't feel comfortable. But autonomous vehicle is a machine. If you take a robot taxi, how can you interact with the machine? And what will you do if you don't feel safe in the car? Yeah, that might be one of the concerns. And let's take another example. Under some emergency situation, the autonomous vehicle needs to take action to reduce the damage. And let's say there are 2 people standing in front of us, and one of them must be hit. Yeah, that's cruel, right? But and who is going to be sacrificed?
So how can you guys, engineers developing this technology, how can you solve these problems?
I think it's not a technical problem because when we do the coding, we can write the rules in the software in advance. But it's very difficult to choose who to hit. The left one or the right one, the elder one or the younger one. Issues like this will certainly raise moral dilemma. That's beyond the techniques.
So it's not the technology limited us. There are more, for example, like the morality, or things like that need to be all developed to make sure we can achieve life in our imagination.
Yes, so we need to have a bigger discussion.
Rather than just the technology.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again.
I hope to see you again too. So I've learned so much about science and technology and engineering after visiting all these engineers at Tsinghua University. This is what I've got because they give us a way to see what our life in the future will look like. So this is what I got from my visiting today. I'm wondering what Serena got on her artistic route. So let's go to hear what Serena learned, and she may give us a clue of where are we going next. Let's go.
our Campus Crawl Live, the second episode of our Campus Crawl Live with Tsinghua University. Again, thanks for all your loving messages. We have received them all, and we would encourage you to leave either a question or a comment to all of our social media platforms. All right. Oh, what's this? I guess that's it. That is where we're heading to next week. Yes, the top aviation schools in China. So stay tuned with us. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.